Hi, Joe Bergeron, Association of Vermont Credit Unions here in the Washington Convention Center in Washington, D.C., attending the Cuna Governmental Affairs Conference with about 28 Vermont credit union leaders that made the trek this week here to join about 5,000 of their counterparts from across the country to hear fabulous political speakers, motivational speakers, do Hill visits with members from their congressional delegation, and a host of other things. Here's some video highlights of what we did. Saying we've got like 28 Vermonters here this week.
Yeah, which I think is phenomenal in terms of that end. We're down to slightly more than 20, I think 21 credit unions in the state, but we're very fortunate that we have strong membership, one of the strongest league affiliations in the country, and even though the physical number of credit unions are shrinking in Vermont, we're seeing ever-increasing numbers come down to the GAC, and I think that's great.
The 28 people that we've got from Vermont here in Washington with us this week, there's a fair number of those that are first-time participants in this event.
They are, and we've got a mix of relatively larger credit unions and smaller ones as well. Mike Schumann, who's the new CEO of Vermont VA Credit Union, I think he's been down to the GAC before. He came from the Massachusetts market, but he's down here today. I know a lot of our credit union peers are excited to meet and interact with him. Bob Lake from Green Mountain Credit Union is down here as well, so we'll look to try to interact with him. But again, I think we're seeing a lot of energy, and even for people that have been pretty regular. We have some people that come every year, some that come every 2 or 3 years. They love to seem to interact with their peers, use it as a way to kind of connect with business, as well as just get a feel of what's happening in the other part of the state. So we're very happy to be able to.
So many reasons I like to be here at GAC and at networking events for the credit union movement in general. It's important that we keep our legislators top of mind and that we show up year after year. I'm so excited that Vermont is able to send so many people from a small state like Vermont to have a big crowd show up in our legislators' office. Makes a big statement. So that's really important that we continue to have a presence here in Washington, but also to stay aware of the trends in the credit union industry at the national level, and to network not only with our Vermont colleagues but our industry colleagues from across the country. It's a great opportunity to stay in touch.
Incredible event. Far surpasses even my wildest imagination as to what it could be about. The amount of people that are here, the amount of information that's available, it's truly incredible. Ted Koppel's speech was pretty cool. It was nice to see somebody of his, I don't want to call it star power, but maybe name recognition, come and talk about challenges that are going to face us all in the coming years. It's a great networking opportunity. It's a way to get a tremendous amount of exposure to the whole credit union movement.
It's nice to see so much. We're all stuck in the front-facing part of the credit union to actually see the behind the scenes and the involvement with legislation and all of that. It's a lot to take in. Watching all of the the networking unfold and seeing the crashers and all of that was it's a lot. It's great. It's just opened my eyes a lot more to how closely we all work together as a community. Across every state, there's such great representation of the credit unions to help perpetuate the legislative process.
I think as a crasher for the first time at the GAC in general, this has been an outstanding experience. I've not only found a brand new network of 52 people that I can now rely on to talk about ideas and talk about the future of credit unions with, but to meet other people that are as passionate about their credit union and what they do on a day-to-day basis is something that you can't really put words to as a young professional. Coming here is probably the most eye-opening experience for someone who's 25 and not very knowledgeable about politics and how that affects you on a day-to-day basis. It's outstanding. You meet people from all over the United States and it's really eye-opening. So if you haven't thought about it, consider it, because I'm very glad that I did.
Because I'm a CFO, the part I enjoyed most was the economic portion of it. I learned a lot about what's the economists from Cuna think is going to happen going forward. And I have a lot to bring back to my fellow senior team at Vermont Federal. I really enjoy having the opportunity to talk to our senators and congressmen. We're able to describe what our challenges are. We're able to give them examples of the types of individuals that come to the credit union to borrow money, that want to save money, and some of the challenges that we have in serving them. We had a lot of fun meeting with our local teams and talking about what's going on in their credit unions.
Rain or shine, DC is a great city to visit, and I loved the conference for a couple of reasons. First of all, the networking is amazing, and legislatively, it's a wonderful opportunity to hear what's happening, both in the Senate and in the House, that can ultimately impact our business and our members. It was validating to hear from both offices of the Senate and the House that our representatives, they love us. They love credit unions, and I trust them and believe that they are genuinely looking out for the best interests of our members and of our financial cooperatives. I would highly recommend that if any credit union is going to send any staff to this conference, bring a board member or two along with you. It's a great way to baptize new board members into the credit union environment.
So I think all of our Vermont Governmental Affairs Conference participants in 2016 would agree that they had a great experience this year, and that they would encourage you to consider coming next year to the 2017 Governmental Affairs Conference.